Hello and welcome. This is a little bit of a different music podcast this week because my co-hosts are away. So Tom Fripp is loving life. He is in sunny Greece, and Tom Westwell is spending his birthday in Croatia. So it's just me. And I thought I want to do something a little bit different with this podcast. And I know so many of you guys are musicians yourselves. So I thought I'm going to do the 13 hardest truths about the music industry that every musician, band and DJ can hopefully get a lot of value for. And these insights should help you navigate the industry, be more effective in kind of setting realistic career expectations. So let's get started. Let's jump straight in. Number one is consistency. And you've been told this by so many people, but it is the most important. Like regular practice and performance is obviously essential, and work on your asset, which is the song. That's always going to be the most important thing. So if you've got rubbish music, the rest is irrelevant. But actually putting things into other parts of the industry consistently, putting the hours in, really makes a difference. And it sets apart the average from the brilliant. And I think that's going to be really important to look at. So it's about creating, sharing, having engagement with your fans and improving your skill. Like I think back of artists like Ed Sheeran. Like Ed's performed hundreds of shows all around the world, not just in London, but the UK, the US, before he got any recognition. But his consistent effort and presence in the music industry, making those connections, played a significant role in his success, and that's important to remember. Number two, you're going to face rejection. Get used to it. Anyone that works for me, anyone will know I always say to them, fail forwards. That's how I've seen success in my personal business and working with musicians. Fail forwards. Rejection's inevitable. Like not every venue, label, crowd is going to love your music, and that's okay. It's important to develop that thick skin and view rejection as an opportunity to grow. Understand that every no can bring you closer to a yes, because in that moment of rejection, people often feel like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. But some of the worst things that happened to me or my artists I've worked with has actually turned out so good for them in the end. Years later down the line, they're like, I'm so glad that happened. And I mean, there's really famous examples. The Beatles, one of the most famous, biggest bands ever, were famously rejected by Decca Records before being signed to EMI. So the presence, and despite that early setbacks, it's important to be resilient in the face of rejection, because it's going to happen. Number three, and musicians, you're going to hate this. I'm sorry, because I speak to so many artists all of the time, and they go, Josh, I hate social media. Number three, self-promotion is essential. Essential. In today's digital age, everyone is on their phones. They are spending all of their free time on social media. Okay, relying on other ways to promote yourself is too risky. You need to be your own biggest advocate. You need to use social media. You need to build engaging content and interact with your audience. It's a two-way street. It's not just put content out and leave it. You need to interact with them, and you need to talk to them, and you need to share bits. It's so important. And self-promotion might feel uncomfortable at times as an artist. I get it, but it's a necessary skill. Like, I don't know any artist in the last 10 years that I can think of the top of my head that has got big without using it. There might be 1% of artists that just get a big label deal and that's it, they're away. But for me, like, it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Like, it's so important to leverage social media and build that fan base there and engage with people. Like, Chance the Rapper built his career by leveraging socials, giving away his music for free, and that direct engagement, fans helped him have a massive following without major backing. Like, a lot of artists now are preferring not to have labels. They see them as expensive bank loans and want to be independent. Well, that's going to be such a big asset for you, is your socials and that engagement. Like, if you have 1,000 engaged fans with you, 1,000 engaged fans every single week, right? If they spend £8.30 a month, it's £100,000 a year. It is extremely sustainable. And people think, well, how are you going to get 1,000 people spending £8.30 a month? There are so many avenues. Like, whether it's a subscription, whether it's gig tickets, whether it's merch, whether it's your streaming, the list goes on and on and on. Like, it is so important. Get used to social media. And if you come to me, like, obviously that's my part of the industry that I work in, like, don't overcomplicate it. Like, look at your favourite artist. I guarantee there'll be a hook within the first second, whether it's a caption or in the video, whatever it may be. It will add value to people. Like, a lot of people won't care about your music or you. You need to make them care. You need to engage them. Think about that content. Why would someone care about this? Why would my target audience genuinely care? And then the last thing's a call to action. And that'll be like a save this, share this, whatever it may be. It's important. Number 4, a bit more of a cheery one. Networking matters. Building relationships within the industry can open doors to new opportunities. Collaborate with other artists, attend events, connect with other industry professionals. It's not just about what you kind of what they can offer for you, but what you can offer to them. It needs to be value led. There's been some amazing examples. Off the top of my head, someone like Lady Gaga is famous for going to networking events, and that's how she's got her big deals. And it's knowing the right people, and it's so true. Like, I hate that kind of phrase where it's like your net worth is your network, but I think in the music industry specifically, it is so cliquey. I don't think anyone would disagree with me. Like, let me know if you do, but it's so important. And for me personally, the biggest things I've achieved have been with other contacts I've made within the industry. And there's so many brilliant networking events online, in person. I'm not the most extroverted person. Like, I hate that initial going up to someone and being like, oh, hi, my name's Josh. Once I'm talking to someone, I'm away. Fantastic, easy. That initial contact I do struggle with, and there'll be artists at home that are very extroverted, some that are introverted, some find it easy than others, but it's important, and you need to go out there and you need to do it. And it's a hard truth that, as an expert who's been in the industry for 8 years, get used to it. Like, it's something that you're going to have to overcome. Number 5, financial management is crucial. Artists, like, it's a real mix. Some artists really get it, and other artists really struggle. And I think all of us have different DNA environments. We've all been built up in a different way. But if you're going to be successful in this industry, you're going to need it. You're going to need that savvy side. Like, musicians face a real struggle with not being financially stable at times. Like, budget-wise, you need to keep track of your expenses. You need to look at your income streams. Things like teaching, licensing music. Like, financial literacy is really important, especially in those networking events. Like, many artists like Dave Grohl talk about early on that financial struggle of travel, touring, and rehearsals and stuff. And you're responsible for all of it, and it is expensive. Like, let's be honest about it. But managing finances effectively can really build a sustainable career in the long term, and having those things to fall back on. A lot of the musicians I work with that I've got full time have had music jobs on the side, and what happens is their jobs here, their actual performance of music's here, and it slowly swaps over a 2-3 year period, and that's okay as well. Like, everyone else is different, and that's fine, but understand it. Number 6, adaptability is a must. Trends make rapid change in the industry, so be open to evolve your style, embrace new technologies and platforms to stay current. The ability to change and keep relevant and open up new avenues for your music is important. I went to go see Madonna a few years ago, and that's a bit of a rogue one for me, I have to say, and she was unbelievable. But I was sat there thinking, wow, every decade she's been performing for, she's reinvented herself, and her image and her values and what she aligns to and her message. She's brilliant at that storytelling of, here's the common enemy, if you're with me, join me. And it's a brilliant way of connecting with people, and she's done it fantastically well. So yeah, I think that's important. Number 7, we're racking through these. Number 7, quality over quantity. I need this more than anyone. Someone needs to remind me. Producing high quality music and performances will build a fan base much more effectively than churning out mediocrity in content and performances. Like, focus on delivering the best possible experiences to your audience, whether it's live show, recorded, social media content. Like, it's important. It's so important. Like, I think at the start everyone goes for just getting stuff out there to learn, and that's important, but as an artist matures and gets better, it does swap over to the quality. Adele's discography might not be as extensive as other artists, but her focus on quality has earned her critical acclaim and a dedicated fan base, and you can't deny it. It's done extremely well. So I think it's important, and that doesn't mean don't put yourself out there. Like, if you're not good at socials and you're starting up, you're going to have to do it. The best way to do it is every day, but you'll reach a point where you're looking at the data, see what's actually working, what people are engaging with, and you can go for a more quality-led approach. And I think that's going to be important. Number 8, audience engagement is vital. Interact with your fans online, offline, everywhere you can. Their support makes the difference in your career. Engage with them on social, respond to comments, make them feel valued. Like, a loyal fan base is going to be the best thing you can have in the industry. It really is. Every door you want open, whether it's supporting big artists, touring, getting signed, it comes down to that fan base. And even global superstars like Taylor Swift, they're known for their close relationship with their fans. engaging with them on socials. She invited some of their fans to her home for an exclusive listening session. Like, that trust that people see is important. And I remember Sam Fender, and I was interviewing Sam Fender, and he was coming across this cheeky Geordie with great music, and he was really up and coming at the time. And I remember looking at him thinking, I feel like I know him. I don't, but I feel like I know him. And I was speaking to his team about it, and he was like, perfect, that's what we wanted. For his songs, we would film them in 7 different locations, 7 different versions. We wanted them on the TV, radio, socials, all these different places. Get one line stuck in people's head. And it was genius, because that's what I see. Even with local artists, I see doing really, really well. Someone like Harvey J. Dodgson, his fans think they know him. And they might have a conversation or a bit or two after a show, but that loyalty is just so important and critical. So yeah. Number 9 is constructive criticism helps you grow. Don't ask people that aren't expert in that area, but if they are expert, use that feedback, take it positively to improve your skill and performance. And if they're giving it to you, it means they care. Not all criticism is negative. Some can really guide your development, and an opportunity to work from a different perspective and see artists grow. Like, I think it's so important that you go to studios and work with different artists. Or this is what I did right early on in my career. I went on LinkedIn, found decision makers of big companies. I'll email them or message them and be like, can I come work for free? I'll make teas and coffees, I don't mind. I just want to be in the room and learn. And it was incredible. Like, I got backstage at the O2 in London for Pete Tong, and he's there with all these other celebrities, and I was looking at his team and how they manage that and how they're pushing on socials for the following year, and I learned so much, so much. I think it's really important. Number 10, the industry is competitive. There are countless talented musicians out there, but you need to stand out, and you do that by being authentic and bringing something unique to your music. And that competition is fierce. Let's be honest. There's so many musicians. The amount of tracks that are going on Spotify, but don't let that put you off, because if you're true to your style and your voice, you can carve out your niche. I think a brilliant example of that is Billie Eilish. Her distinctive style and sound has helped her stand out massively in that crowded industry, leading to a massive success even at such a young age. Like, I wouldn't even know what genre to put her in. And her image, the way she comes across, her music, it all fits that brand and her values. And there's a wall, right? There's a wall between you as an artist and the audience. And that is how you talk, how you come across, your brand, your values, your message. All these things, if I'm a fan of you, I should be able to answer for you because it comes across in the content and that I've seen you in. And that's going to be important. And yeah, it's just critical. And leads me on to number 11. Your image matters. I'm going to say that again. Your image matters. How you present yourself, how you influence other people, how you make people feel. I've gone and done big festivals and big arena-sized shows and seen artists treat people with no respect, and instantly I've gone off them. I'm not going to name names on here, but there's a few artists, I love their music, I've worked with them, and I will never listen to it again. Okay? It is your brand. Your image is your brand, how you come across, your font, your colours. Each bit of socials, it is so important because it's how people are going to perceive you. Okay? And that is so important. Cultivating an image that resonates your brand and is part of it, and maintaining it consistently is going to be really key. And people, when I say that, they think it needs to be super professional. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But it needs to be consistent and it needs to engage that target audience that you're wanting, right? David Bowie's ever-changing personas were as much as part of his artistry as his music. And it helped him keep captivating again and again and again. And it was consistent and it was brilliant. He reinvented himself. Arctic Monkeys, my favourite band. They've done each of their album feels like a different theme a little bit. And they've reinvented themselves, but their message is still the same. And it's so important to look at that. Number 12, balancing art and business. While your passion drives your art, you need to understand the business side, right? It's going to be essential for long-term success. Musicians, learn about contracts, learn about royalties, learn about marketing. And if you're like, oh, I'm not an expert at that, you have all the world's resource at your fingertips. Whether it's videos like this, YouTube, podcasts, speaking with people, it's there. You need to balance the creative and the business aspect of your career, and it's going to be so important. Like, for me, if you don't know it, you have to have a basic understanding. If you can't understand it to a deeper level, you need a team behind you. You need a team of experts, someone to do your brand, someone to be your manager, someone to be your booking agent, potentially a label in there, getting a lawyer in at some point when it really takes off. You need that team around you as an artist. If you just want to produce great music and that is your goal and that's what you want to do, you need to invest. And it's as simple as that. Number 13, my last one that I'm going to leave you with. Mental and physical health are important, because without it, nothing else is there. You can't hold up anything. They're the most important things. Like, the pressures of the industry can be taxing. Take care of your mental and physical health. It is so key to sustaining a career. I see so many artists burn out. So you need to maintain a healthy lifestyle, seeking help when needed, and taking breaks to avoid burnout. Artists like Selena Gomez, outwardly spoken, like really bravely of her, like her struggles with mental health, importance of self-care is going to be important. And that comes down to you and seeking help with professionals. In my business at LMS UK, we have this community of artists. One of the first investments I made was I want a HR lady, her name's Helen, she's incredible, to give free consultations to my artists, because I know that when income's up and down or they're touring and different things are happening, oh my God, it's so important. It is so important. And she's brilliant. And when I've gone through struggles, I've gone to Helen, and she's so trusting. And I know if I speak to her, it's not going anywhere. So have someone. And if you don't, contact LMS UK, we will help you. Like, we are so passionate about helping independent artists. I think that's so important. So there you have it, people. 13 hard truths in the music industry. Remember, the pathway is not going to be successful in terms of it's going to be straightforward success. You're going to need perseverance. You're going to have to adapt, and you're going to have a clear vision, and you can achieve your goals. If you found this video helpful, please share it with band members, other artists. Comment, save and like. It goes a great way, and it means that you like this content. I can make more of it. So until next time, keep making great music. I've been Josh Robinson here on the Music Podcast. Thank you for watching.